Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm excited to share my thoughts on a classic novel from North Africa, The Stranger by Albert Camus. The Stranger by Albert Camus is a philosophical novel that explores the human condition through the story of Morsalt, a French Algerian who kills an Arab man and must face the consequences of his actions. The novel opens with Morsalt receiving news of his mother's death. Despite his lack of emotion, he attends her funeral and returns to his everyday life. He becomes involved with Marie, a former co-worker, and they begin a relationship. One day, Morsalt encounters an Arab man on the beach and ends up shooting him. Morsalt is put on trial and faces the consequences of his actions, but throughout the novel, he remains detached and indifferent. One of the major themes of The Stranger is existentialism. Morsalt's lack of emotion and detachment from society can be interpreted as a rejection of traditional values and a search for his own meaning in life. Morsalt's indifference is highlighted in his reaction to his mother's death, which is met with a sense of detachment and almost a lack of caring. He seems to take no joy in his relationship with Marie, and shows little interest in the world around him. Another important theme of the novel is absurdism. Morsalt's lack of reaction to events that would typically evoke an emotional response adds to the sense of confusion and disorientation that the reader feels throughout the novel. The idea of absurdism is reflected in Morsalt's trial, where the prosecutor tries to paint Morsalt as a monster for his lack of emotion, but ultimately fails to convict him based on the lack of motive for the murder. The novel also explores the idea of colonialism and the treatment of the Arab population by French colonizers in Algeria. Morsalt's killing of the Arab man can be seen as a metaphor for the violence and oppression of the colonizers against the colonized. This theme is further developed in the character of Raymond, a neighbor who is accused of beating his Arab girlfriend. Morsalt's apathy towards Raymond's violent behavior reflects the indifference of the French colonizers towards the plight of the Arab population. Throughout the novel, Morsalt's lack of emotion and detachment from society leads to his isolation and rejection by those around him. He becomes increasingly alienated from the world around him, and his indifference ultimately leads to his downfall. The novel ends with Morsalt awaiting execution and reflecting on his life and the events that led to his imprisonment. In conclusion, The Stranger by Albert Camus is a complex and thought-provoking novel that explores the themes of existentialism, absurdism, and the human condition. Through the character of Morsalt, Camus raises important questions about the nature of existence, the search for meaning, and the relationship between the individual and society. The novel's themes and message remain relevant today and continue to inspire discussion and analysis. It's a challenging read, but one that will leave you thinking and questioning long after you've finished the last page. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.